Hi, it's Heather with Murray's Home for Wayward Chickens, and I know it has been a very, very long time. I am moved in to my new place. I've actually been here for about a month, a little over a month, so I apologize. I actually have a couple of videos, and I just haven't posted them yet. So there are going to be a couple of them that are like backwards, because I'm going to show you the babies, and they're so big, they're like juvenile chickens at this point, and they're starting to roost on the perches instead of some of them are still sleeping with Cocoa Puff, but I did get I got 2 rescue chickens 2 days ago, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to make the video, was because I'm not sure what's going to happen with one of them, and I figured at least I have something educational and it's not just a video on status and shit. So here's the skinny. I made a really cute video of driving here with all of the chickens in my Jeep. I had a flocking Jeep. We've had some separation issues. We have 2 roosters. We've had 2 roosters. They grew up together. We got a group of sexed chicks, and there were 7 or 8 of them. I don't know, 7 or 8, and 2 of them were roosters. So they grew up together, and for the most part, they got along well. One of the issues we were having is that we had a very long winter, and they were mating the hens just way too much. And we only had 9 hens at the time for 2 roosters, and you usually need about a dozen per rooster. So they were lacking some feathers. So the day that I brought them here, before I took them out of the car, I individually put saddles on each one of them to help get their feathers back and to protect them. But they needed a break. They just needed a break. So I wound up taking the 2 roosters and I sent them to TJ's for like a week or 2. In fact, the big Buff Orpington, he got a little aggressive with me. He pecked me in the head one night, and then like a couple days later, he was on the perch, and I went to get an egg. And when I reached in for the egg, he pecked me in the temple. So it was like, all right, you're getting a timeout. They were fighting with each other a little bit. There was some scuffles. So they got a timeout for a night. And that didn't do it. So I sent them to TJ's it was supposed to be about a week and a half. It was about 2 weeks. In the beginning, they sort of like argued with each other, but because there were no hens there, eventually, instead of sleeping on opposite sides of the barn, they wound up perching together, and they got along again. The issue I was having here was that the hens started to reevaluate themselves in the pecking order, and one of them started to turn into a bully, and she was picking on several of the hens, but there was like one hen that she was sleeping on the floor at night, and there were like 5 perches in there. It was heartbreaking. So one of the things roosters will do is they keep order in the flock. So if there's some infighting, they'll step in and stop it. So I told TJ, I'm like, I need the roosters back. Well, I learned a valuable lesson. I mean, I knew they'd have to reacclimate. I mean, they immediately knew who the hens were. Great. But now they were separated, and they were equals. And they were never equals when they were here earlier. The brown one, which I think is a cinnamon or ISD brown, he was one step down. He had like 2 hens, and that was it. Everybody else belonged to Big Bird. And so we got Big Red and Big Bird. When I brought them back, they started fighting with each other. I mean, it didn't stop. It was the puff up, the chest bumping, the pecking, and they got down like total like cockfighting. It was like, wow. I gave them a day or 2 to settle, and for the most part, they were okay. Day 3, I came out here in the morning to open the coop, and they were both just scabbed up and bloody. Their combs, their wattles, just combs and wattles as far as I could tell, but it was gnarly. I mean, their fate. So I sent Big Red, the Buff Orpington, to TJ permanently. And I kind of feel bad because they're flock animals and they need to be with flock. And he's there by himself. TJ has not gotten any chicks or hens yet. So Big Bird needs some friends. He's over there by himself, and I kind of feel bad. But he was the larger of them, and he was a little more aggressive. So if I was going to keep one of them, it was going to be the brown one. Seems to be pretty decent. He's a decent rooster. So within the first week I was here, I do have a little bit of sad news. I was only here for a few days. It has nonstop rained. I don't know where you guys are. I'm in Hamilton, New York. So I was in Central New York. I'm still in Central New York, but now it's like Mohawk Valley, I think. I'm about a half an hour from where I previously lived. It didn't stop raining. I was ready to build an ark. It just didn't stop raining. So what I did was I took one of the old patio umbrellas and I set it up outside of the run so they would have some protection from the sun and from the rain. I had, with a sledgehammer, hit one of those metal fence posts in that you put the wire fence on and zip tied it to the pole. I also zip tied the arms of the umbrella to the run and the barn itself. And when I came home from work, it was a windy night. I came in and it was dark, and I counted the hens, and there were 10. No, there were 9. And I'm like, why are there 9? I immediately looked around. I don't know if you guys remember Shadow. So Shadow is she was the chick that decided that she wanted me to be her mother. Just chose me, jumped into my lap one day. I have so many videos. She was at work with me on my head. She was on my shoulder. She was in my paint cup. She was everywhere. That's why I named her Shadow, because she was my shadow. She was killed by the umbrella, the wind, and it wasn't like I didn't secure it enough. I feel so guilty, but I know I secured it enough. The arms were ripped off the umbrella. I mean, but I can't figure out why she was still even outside. I mean, she should have been inside. The umbrella crushed her. When I counted the hens, I couldn't see in the dark. I ran to get a flashlight. She was outside dead. So I was here for a couple of days before I had to bury my first chicken in the garden. And it was Shadow. But some happier news is that Shadow was a bearded Americana. And 2 of the chicks are starting to show signs that they're bearded. So we have Shadow's babies. And I'm like super happy about that. I'm in my workshop. This is the barn. I've got one of the reasons I was delayed is because the sellers of the house didn't clean this stuff out. They left a lot of stuff behind. I haven't been able to even set up my workshop because I'm still cleaning their stuff out. And when I first moved in, I didn't get to see the inside of the barn or the coop because I didn't want to open the door when the house was on the market. I didn't want to let the chickens out. I thought the whole thing was one big coop. It's not. It's a pretty sizable barn. It's like a pole barn. So there's the door. So it's pretty big. And then there's a coop in the corner. So this is the original flock. We got Tootie and Mopsy. Raven's up on the top. We still have Raven. The brown rooster is on the perch up there. That's Big Red. And we still have the other 2 white foghorn leghorns. And then this was the one that was getting picked on. We have 2 of the brown and white ones. And then there's 1 brown one. So we now have, is it 9? 3, 6, 9. So it's 8 hens and 1 rooster. I had to build another coop. It took me a while to get going on it. So I built another coop in this corner. And this is the babies with Cocoa Puff. Quick note, Taylor is out here in the coop. Taylor has been a house chicken for 3 or 4 years. And she's doing pretty well. I want her to have a flock. She's been coming to work with me. I tell everyone my chicken rides shotgun. If I go to Home Depot and she's not with me, they freak out asking me, where's Taylor? Where's Taylor? She goes everywhere with me. She's gotten so attached to me that I think it was almost... She's such a loner, she doesn't want to be with the other chickens. So I did put her in the coop. And I'll show you the babies. These are the babies. See how big they got? So some of them are perching, and some of them are still sleeping. You're being rude. Some of them are still sleeping with Cocoa Puff. And there's my Taylor. Taylor's sleeping. I do have to put nesting boxes in, but I put some perches in. Eventually, when I get this... Excuse me. Eventually, when I get it finished, there will be nesting boxes, and I'm going to put a door to the outside in the far corner because we have 2 runs. I don't know why he's doing that. We have 2 runs. One of them is just a fenced-in enclosure with a The one that they have a door in the corner that with a ramp that goes outside. And that's actually an enclosed small run with netting and like hardware cloth where nothing's going to get those chickens. But there's a gate and you can open it to the big run. So I'm going to make the small one the baby's run, and the big one will be for the regular flock. Because when the babies get bigger and they're ready to be acclimated with the flock, I believe one of them's a rooster. And it's Tootie's baby. And Tootie is our salmon Brahma. And it's the only hen, the only chick that has feathered legs. And I think he's a rooster. So he's back here. Let me open this. I'm pretty sure he's a rooster. And he is the only one with feathered legs. Which means that's Tootie's baby, because she's the only Brahma that we have in the regular flock. And then we have the brown and white one. So we know that that's the brown chicken. And then we have some Orpingtons. That's another... All right, stop it. We have 2 Americanas. Stop it now. We have the Foghorn Leghorns, Comets. We have Comets. And I'm just so excited. So cool to see the offspring of the actual hens that we have and the roosters, because we've never hatched eggs before. Enough. So I want to take you in the house and show you the 2 that I got from Tractor Supply. But I'm just going to finish quick. I'm going to expand the enclosed run so that there's an exterior fenced in area for the babies, because they'll go in. I mean, the new coop is just a little bit bigger than the old coop. I'm going to hold back a rooster if we have one, Cocoa Puff, Taylor, and then maybe 1 or 2 other hens, because I want Taylor to be part of a flock. And if there's a rooster, they're going to need a couple more hens. So that'll be like the special needs flock, which will eventually include, hopefully, the 2 in the house, if they make it. One of them has no reason why they shouldn't make it. It was just getting picked. She was getting picked on. The other one's a guinea hen. And so the little one is a bantam, and she's so tiny she was getting picked on. And the other one is a guinea hen. And guinea hen? Yeah, I've never had a guinea hen. So they get along with chickens. It's pretty much the same. I just hope that she's accepted, because she'll be the only guinea hen. And I don't know if there's a difference. So she can't walk, or she's... Okay, he's not going to stop, so let's go in the house. And I'm going to show you the chicks. This is the barn. Let me just go back this way. I mean, it's pretty... This is a decent coop. They have their little door to outside. Hold on. Ooh. Over there. And actually, I got an automated coop door that I'm going to install that will open automatically sun up to sundown. So it gives them plenty of time to go outside, and then they're protected at night. And if it works out well, I'm going to get a second one for the other one. So hang on. I'm going to go out to the house. I'm going to go down to the house. Okay, so oh, you can't. Oh, I thought I was going to show you the house. This is the exterior run there. I put a tarp up to keep them dry, but I guess with that light on, you can't see. Okay, so here's my back porch. I did have the babies in the house for a little while, and it was just a mess. I couldn't take it anymore. I'm like kind of over the whole house chicken thing. Of course, if I need to, and there's a reason to protect one of them from something, I will. But I'm going to try to not have full-time permanent house chickens, because I had 1 bedroom upstairs that was just for the chicks, and I couldn't keep up with it. I'm doing it by myself now, and I'm also working full-time, like 10-12 hours a day. It's my busy season, and it's been crazy. So here are the babies. I went to Tractor Supply the other day. Let me just zoom in. Hold on. There they are. There are just 2 of them, and I'm so glad that at least they have each other. That little one, oh, she got a little bit bigger today. She's so tiny. She is so attached to that guinea hen. She jumps all over her. I feel bad because the bigger one, can't really walk well. So what happens is she takes a couple steps, she's lopsided, and she falls over. I'm not sure. I don't think it's neurological because she's actually improving. I started to think that either it was an improper hatch or a neurological condition. And then, I don't know. I've been so out of touch that it took me a day or two, and then it dawns on me. We had Einstein, and Einstein couldn't walk, and his was not neurological like they thought. It turned out to be vitamin deficiency. So I've been giving her the Polyvisol like twice a day, about a half a dropper's worth, and I don't know if that's what's making her improve, but I'm kind of inclined to think it because as soon as I started giving it to her, she started to show improvement in her walking, where the first day and a half, there was none. The second day and a half, because I've had them 3 days, the second day and a half, she actually started to show improvement. So it may well be a vitamin deficiency. So, Stitch, stop it! Everybody's so jealous. So, it's the Polyvisol without iron. When Einstein couldn't walk, it was a niacin deficiency. I'm not going to start grinding up specific vitamins. She's too small. I'm just giving her infant drops. It's a little bit of everything. It's not going to hurt her. And it seems to be helping. So I'm going to take her out. And then show you just the little bit that I'm giving. And she's so cute. But you'll hear as soon as I take her out, that little tiny bantam is going to go nuts. Okay, so I put her under my neck. And it keeps him a little calm. You hear the bantam? They're pretty bonded. I just want to give you some vitamin drops. Okay. She's really cute. She's a good girl. Okay. Come here, baby girl. Vitamins. Take your vitamins. A little bit. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. There you go. Good girl. Okay, a little more. A little more. That's good. I think most of it's on me. But she just needs a little, a little tiny bit. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, come here. Okay, go. There we go. If you put them under your neck, it mimics them being under their mother. And then they'll calm down and they don't chirp. So I'm going to put her back in. Hold on. I want you to see the other one who's going nuts. There you go. Maybe you can see her. She's a little, she hobbles. Sometimes she falls over and she lands on her back and she struggles to flip over. So look at her. She's happy now. She climbs on her. They're so attached to each other. They're so stinking cute. I forgot what kind of Brahma that is. I just know that she's going to be little, which is perfect to stay with the special needs Coop with Cocoa Puff because Cocoa Puff is little. I want to see. I don't want to make her run, but see how she falls over? So I went to Tractor Supply, and they know that I work with the chickens. I've gotten a couple of their failure to thrive chicks in the past. I got one once that had pasty butt. I got one that one time they said they wished I was there 20 minutes sooner because they lost one. They stick them in the back room if anything's wrong with them. So I popped in to get food, and I happened to say to the girl, I was looking at the chicks, and I'm like, she's like, I'm glad you're here. I said, why? You don't have any in the back? She's like, I have two. She's like, one of them walks a little bit and then falls over. And we don't want her with the other ones because we don't want to get hurt. And then there's a little bantam that we just put back there because she's so tiny. There's nothing wrong with her. She's just getting picked on. She's like, I already talked to the manager. I said, so I got to get 6 of them, right? I'm like, now I got to buy 4 plus those 2 because you have to buy 6. And she's like, no. We're not making you buy them. She said, I already talked to my manager. She said, just give them to her. So I'm glad I went in and asked. They're going to be with us now. They're going to be with me now. And I'm hoping that she does. I hope she continues on her path to recovery. I'm going to double check with the vet tomorrow. But she's improving, and she's getting bigger and stronger. She's eating, and she's drinking. At first, I had to put a special water dish in there because she fell into the water dish and couldn't get out. I'm like, no, she's going to drown. So I dried her off and put a different water dish in there. I was giving her little droplets and stuff. So the polyvisol will also help to keep her hydrated, but I noticed that she is drinking from the water dish I have in there now, and she is eating. Those are the best signs. Plus, she's getting bigger, and she's also walking a little bit better. So that's what we have going on. I will be back with some... I have to post the videos of the drive over here and putting the saddles on. It was kind of funny. Flock, and I'll be back. I'm going to ramp up slowly. If you guys have questions or comments, please feel free to leave them. I apologize. There were some people that made comments that I didn't see because I haven't even logged on. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I will be back soon. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.